Thank you very much, Frankie. Suns fan with Cinder and VICI Gaming versus T1 Game 2 of the best of 3. VICI Gaming, of course, have to win to stay alive. If T1 wins, they face off against... They get the pleasure of facing off against IG, who's the top of their group, coming into the main event. Your thoughts, Cinderin?
I think I really like both drafts this game just in isolation. Like, when I look at both strategies, it's very clear what they're trying to go for. You've got the T1 strategy with some good team fight between the Monkey King and Shaker with some reliable setup from Lion and Dragon Knight. Dawnbreaker following up is amazing on all of these stuns, like we've talked about before. Basically has 4 good friends in this game that just have stuns that help you get into the fight.
Yep.
You look over at VICI Gaming's lineup, they have a nutty teamfight combo of Void plus Elder Titan. And I think Lina is one of the best mid-heroes to play together with Void this patch. You have insane overwhelming damage in the Chronosphere of 2 damage types. You have the position 4 Weaver that's going to probably get a save against these single target stuns from T1. And then Old 11 on a Beastmaster high-pressure hero that can get them ahead, get them vision. So really think this will be a closer game than Game 1, even though, you know, VICI Gaming kind of pulled it back and made it competitive. I think this one we won't see like a 15k gold lead minute 30 for either team.
Unless Carl... No, I don't think the DK versus Lina matchup, I mean, you might end up even if you're really good, but...
I do want to talk about this. It's good that you mentioned this, because we had another game this tournament with this exact matchup where it was Carl's Lina against Nothing to Say on Dragon Knight, and Nothing to Say won the lane. So I think that is the only hero this tournament I have seen Lina lose to a single time in that mid lane in the first 5 minutes. So gonna keep my eyes on this to see if it's a consistent thing or if Nothing to Say is just that good.
Yeah, might have just been an anomaly, but yeah, we'll have to see after this. I mean, still small sample size with 2 games, but either way. This is something I do want to mention now because I'm just really interested, as you might know, Cinderin. The idea of Dawnbreaker against Faceless Void. Do you go for, like, do you prioritize Ags this game? Because of the evasion, the extra HP regen that you get, you just have to not be chronoed yourself.
Yeah, so this is why Axe on Dawn is so beautiful against Void, is the problem that you face a lot of the time is when Void uses Chronosphere, if you ulti right away for the save, you end up, your hero physically comes from high up in the sky and falls down, but if there's a Chronosphere there, you get stuck on the top of the Chronosphere and your stun never lands.
Yeah.
So, but if you have Axe, the channel time is so long, you can just sustain it through the entire chrono,
right,
effectively giving, like you said, the 60% evasion and the healing. So yeah, absolutely, I think it would be an awesome choice this game. It would also kind of force both Ori as well as Poyoyo to get MKBs if they won't even kill on the chrono. So yeah, I think from my perspective, Zephyr should actually rush it. He shouldn't get a mech this game. It's just straight Ags. It's
really
that good, yeah.
First item Ags.
I would love to see it.
Wow.
Optional Locket, maybe, but
okay.
Yeah, I think the Aghanims is just that good here.
Very cool. As we see Carl versus Ori, as we've already talked about, pretty even. I mean, 6 denies, though, for Ori. That's going to give him the level advantage for now, but to be expected between this particular matchup. Old 11's going to be playing the Beastmaster this time. I haven't gotten to see a ton of Beastmaster on him this tournament. It feels like that hero has tapered off a bit with the nerfs to Helm of the Dom. Well, Helm of the Overlord specifically. What are your thoughts on this choice this time around?
I think it's good. It fits well with their lineup, like the panel was talking about. Getting the vision advantage for your heroes is extremely powerful. And as far as Old 11 goes, he can sometimes be a feast or famine kind of player. I think this is the kind of hero that Old 11 can take charge on and get a lot of stuff done. Push towers, initiate fights for his team. His Mars in the last game was given, dealt, I think, a pretty bad hand. Like, it was a hard lane. I was playing against Razor, and overall their lanes just went horribly. So this is a different approach, and I think it's going to work very well here.
Whitemon is going to get the Swarm applied to him, but the Earth Spike with the Hex and the Dust, PYW looks like he'll live. That takes heavy punish just for existing as a disgusting bug. Sorry, I just really hate bugs. So, LSA is going to connect onto Carl. Ori. And once the rotations come, if Carl is still at this low HP, that's going to end up being an easy kill.
Okay, Nothing to Say, it's just that good. Confirmed.
Yeah, I think so.
Ori is very far ahead of Carl this game.
It's not as bad as last game, though. The reverse is PYW gets caught off by that Fissure. Cuckoo, a nice enchant totem. Trying to turn this around, but it looks like, one more right click will do it, but they can't reach him. Poyoyo will turn his sights to Whitemon instead. Swarm comes through, is going to connect on Whitemon, and he's going to tick down to those Beetles. As as Cuckoo just barely survives as well. So first blood goes the way of VICI Gaming this time.
Could you imagine that? What a way to go out. You've been to hell and back, and you didn't die there, and then you get killed by a little scarab.
Yeah.
Those scarabs have to be really nasty. That is...
Have you seen The Mummy? Why am I asking you anything? Carl getting chased by DY.
You fought and died.
We'll be fine, though. And it's just one of these mid heroes I find interesting, because a lot of these players that play mid are very mechanically skilled, and DK is like, you blink, you get a blink dagger, you blink, you initiate. You're almost like an offlaner where you just get kind of expedited levels.
Really high pressure here mid from Ori again. Carl will sustain, but will struggle to even use his soul ring to use mana right now without dying, and just keeps laying into him there.
Living on the edge right now, which you kind of have to do if you want to get this XP. Now you can see Ori. Another LSA connects, and he's about to hit level 6 here in a couple
11 is in
creeps.
trouble top as well. This is a
lane. 23 Savage has the Jingu.
pretty tough position to be in.
The favorable trade. Starbreaker not going to fully connect. 23 Savage and company just forcing them out of lane at the very least. Swarm
bottom lane.
again
That's
in the
an
bot
insane
lane.
time
Yo-Yo gets the
violation.
bash. Cuckoo continue to get chased and harassed by PYW. They're going to jump in with one more time walk, and the right click from PYW is enough to secure yet another kill for VICI Gaming.
Dilation is so good against Shaker in lane. He will always need to use Enchant Totem to farm, and that means if he has used the Fissure and you dilate after, you have such a long time where you can just run him down and make very quick work of him there with these two heroes. You know, this is a Faceless Void Weaver lane. It's not exactly a traditional lane, but they are winning this bottom lane as well. So this time around, VICI Gaming, totally different situation. And as we talked about, if they just don't get crushed like last
Carl.
time, maybe they'll be fine. Oh, whew. Well,
There's a Dragon Slave. Oh, 50-50 Cinderin. Eternal Envy would be proud. Ori is going to spot out Zephyr now as the hammer will come back from whence it came. Looks like Whitemon takes a tumble in the bot lane, though. As Ori looks to be fine. Still has the Laguna Blade to work with, but no mana to speak of. Was not able to secure the rune this time around. But a lot of pressure to this tower. I mean, 3 heroes here with the catapult as well.
And let's see how Carl does when he's playing from behind. I feel like it's been a while since that's been the case, that Carl lost his lane this hard. Even in the game when he was Lina against Nothing to Say's Dragon Knight, I think Carl was still having better conditions than this. And Dragon Knight, in my experience, doesn't perform very well from behind like this. Like, you really need some key stuff. You need boots. You need arguably upgraded boots into Dagger.
Chronosphere in the bot lane with the swarm from PYW. Cuckoo looks to be super dead. The question is who's going to get credit. It is the Beetle.
Yeah, he's going to get earn charges as well here, so going to drop one on Poyo immediately too.
Oh, 23 Savage. Ori's in the vicinity. Oh, all right. Preemptive jump here from 23 Savage. Good instincts. Gets salved.
He's still not safe, though. Okay, now he is. Ori's showing.
Well, they're going to push with Beastmaster Hawk giving some vision here. Catapult doing some damage as well, but it looks like it'll be mitigated here.
They have no glyph, so they can't keep it alive until the wave connects. And they will respect the potential play of T1 there.
Yeah, Carl just trying to catch up. I mean, that's the one good thing about this rotation from T1's perspective is Lina wastes a little bit of time in that top lane, which means Carl can apply some pressure to the Tier 1 tower, which is obviously Dragon Knight's prerogative as a hero in general. Poyo in the bot lane, 38 and 12 for CS. And you can see 23 Savage just a little bit ahead with 42 and 11 in the top lane. Oh, Echo Stomp will connect onto Carl. It's going to set up the LSA, but a nice counter stun from Whitemon. Going to try to turn this around as Carl gets some save from Zephyr. Gets off the Starbreaker. That's a big kill onto Ori. T1 finally on the board for game number 2.
Yeah, they brought a lot of heroes to ensure this kill, but it's big. And Carl loves to get that help, and it allows him to also start laying into the mid-tier 1 tower a little bit here. He needs to push out this wave ASAP if he wants to get more attacks in. Is working on it with the Breathe Fire. And I think we'll be able to at least get one more swing in here before Lina comes back, so that will be another nice amount of damage here with that Corrosive Breath.
Good ability.
Yep, it's very strong.
And it scales with each level in the ultimate Cinderin. Trivia for people that have never played Dota before. 23 Savage. It's not on the same level as your trivia.
Nothing is, though.
That's true. Zephyr Trying to stop this push in the top lane. We see a TP come in. There's the Boundless Strike. Starbreaker does connect successfully into the Echo Slam. Ori's dead again. And now the Earth Spike to follow as T1. Great defense in the top lane. And this is 2 early deaths now on Ori, despite getting off to a really good start.
Excellent spell casting. They used the Boundless Strike. Okay, that was not excellent spell casting. Zephyr throwing a hammer to knock him out of the tree.
It happens.
That was on purpose. He was just griefing him before going back to base. Even on TI main stage, you know. At least what Jerax used to do was to ask before he griefed. Zephyr just does it, but... yeah, great defense. They get the Boundless Strike into the Starbreaker, and that allows for them to just barely connect with the Echo Slam. So very well done by T1 and on just delaying their stuns perfectly to get that kill. Shannon, we're 10 minutes in.
Yeah.
It's time for trivia.
Okay.
What is the square root of the sum of the cooldown of Roshan's abilities?
All right, that's a stupid question. Next.
It's a whole number.
Say it again.
What is the square root of the total cooldown of Roshan's abilities?
I don't know. 2.
That is very,
4,
very bad.
8, 12.
They're dying! Cast the fight!
Carl! Looks like there's going to be a trade. Synderen is trying to sabotage this cast. As you can see, the faceless boy dies. What is wrong with you? This is TI-10 main stage, for God's sake.
Yeah, we get to have a good time, though. That's important.
That's true. No, I agree.
The correct answer is 5.
That's the least interesting one. You know what? You're banned for 10 minutes from another trivia. That was terrible.
That's pretty good. I would have probably waited 10 minutes anyway.
Okay.
I'll take it.
But that's
trade,
a pretty
though.
big
Again,
kill. Yeah, Puyoyo.
They traded a support for getting the Void, so now both big cores on the Radiant side have died. Lina twice, Void once.
And neither of which have a kill, actually, which is actually more surprising on Ori, with only 1 assist. So, taking part only 1 kill overall this game. Whitemon, oh, he's going to run into a lot of heroes, but looks like he is more than fine. Zephyr going to chase them out here. Starbreaker actually does connect with the finger of death from Whitemon. All right.
Oh, it's such a satisfying spell.
I mean, getting a kill in general is satisfying, so if there's flashy particles and a nice sound.
It's something about Finger of Death.
You say that about every spell.
No, I don't. I say it about Finger of Death.
You said it last game about something else. It was Boundless Strike.
That was Boundless Strike with Jingu. I mean, you can't argue against it.
I'm not
That
arguing.
is really satisfying.
I'm just saying.
You know, it's also
You're
really
an easy man to
satisfying.
please.
Trivia in 10 minutes.
Oh, boy.
But not yet.
Carl doing more damage with that Corrosive Breath, which will cause
Gets denied.
Puyoyo to deny the mid tower.
So, at the very least for VICI Gaming, they denied that. But, again, given Carl's start, getting this mid tower minute at 11:30 is honestly pretty good. You know, he was pressured a lot, lost the lane to Lina, they ganked as well. But Carl still hasn't died in this lane. Has found his own fortune. Okay, Illusion Rune will go the way of the Dragon Knight. Obviously, keep in mind these illusions also have Corrosive Breath, so if Carl wants to, he can kind of do a little bit of a rotation move here. I believe at least they have the full Corrosive Breath, so he could send them to...
I actually don't remember. Do they stay in dragon form when he turns back?
Yes.
You sure about that?
Yeah. The reason you're not
Terrorblade
sure
is the one
is
that's
Terrorblade, but that's because his is an aura.
Yeah. Okay.
So they should stay in dragon form the full duration. Yeah. And I do believe I just saw that. Okay, they don't turn dragon.
Trivia: do they turn back to human or not?
I could promise you they used to.
Yeah,
they are.
You're a freaking boomer.
They're still in dragon form. It's just visual. They're attacking.
Oh, you're right.
No, go to Dragon Knight.
Oh, okay. Damn it.
I told you.
Well, technically, I'm right. They are human form. They're just attacking in ranged form now. So we're kind of both. I mean, technically, I am the right one here, Synderen. So human form in visual aspect only.
I don't really want to give you this one. I don't feel like you're right.
All right, Echo Stomp. Oh, all right. Mischief not able to dodge that. But it's not going to turn into any fight yet. So VICI Gaming. They have some crazy team fight. Haven't really talked about this much, but the Chronosphere into the Earth Splitter as Cuckoo jumps in with that Blink Dagger, Enchant Totem. Here comes Zephyr as well. Starbreaker should cancel that Echo Stomp. That ends up being a freebie for T1. But yeah, a lot of setup, or not a lot of setup, but a lot of chrono damage once that's placed. And then once Weaver, Mr. PYW, I would assume goes for Ags next. If he's on the outside, you can... I mean, there's just so many options for VICI going forward. I really like their lineup.
It's pretty crazy, by the way. Carl is second on net worth now.
He's made a comeback.
Fully recovered, yeah.
I mean, part of it is because of the deaths on Lina have set her back a bit.
For sure. And the big breadwinner currently is, of course, 23 Savage on the Monkey King. No big surprise there. It's a good lane for him against the double melee hero.
Yep,
Weaver,
Swarm onto
PYW.
Zephyr. 23 Savage is in the area, though, so
Yep.
looks to be fine. As Poyoyo on the Faceless Void has the Orb of Corrosion, excuse me.
Yeah, the
going
other end
for
doesn't
the
exist
Midas.
anymore.
Yeah, Orb of Destruction was deleted, in fact.
PYW.
PYW might be in some trouble.
He got
Sentry
dusted.
is for the other side. Oh, the time lapse, but right back into the arms of T1. So another finger charge for Whitemon. Is Earthsplitter actually coming in? He's going to connect on Cuckoo, trying to kill this annoying Wild Wing Ripper before his untimely death, I would assume. But 23 Savage has other plans. He gets off his ult with the Boundless Strike. Roar is there to keep them at bay, though. But it's going to be a second kill in favor of T1. And despite having that Roar, looks like this is going to be the death of Beastmaster as well. But here comes Poyoyo. He gets a big Chronosphere. Not that much follow-up, though. They're going to find one kill onto the Earthshaker. Is Ori being pursued by the Monkey. 23 Savage as the Boundless Strike connects Whitemon in the vicinity. This is going to be another kill onto Ori. Just such a rough game for him after that really good start.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll get to why I'm laughing so hard right now. Let's see if he gets help.
Carl looks
No
fine.
dash.
All right, tell me why you're laughing, Cinder.
All right, so Carl blinks in for the follow-up when they're on the Lina, and he shoots his Breathe Fire like 500 range away. Misses it completely and plays the sad drum.
Nice. Well, at least it's a good effort, though. That's
Yeah,
important.
and he is clearly having a laugh at it. Unfortunately for them, it didn't really matter, but that was funny. Oh my goodness. Well, it does happen. Misclicks happen even at the highest level, so it's a good thing that he can just laugh it off and continue on with the game. But yeah, another good overall sequence here for T1. And I was gonna say, Weaver with this Vessel, you would imagine that, you know, depending on when you get this item, it can have like varying degrees of importance, right? You're playing against both Dawnbreaker, Monkey King, and Dragon Knight, and you got it early on your Weaver, so you really want PYW to be involved in kills. It helps so much until they start getting the BKBs on DK and Monkey. Unfortunately for him, though, he was the start of that fight. He got killed first as, they found out DY.
Yep.
He is toast.
Tons of stuns. Disabled for an eternity, so another death for DY. So T1 kind of withstanding the, I want to say the very early laning stage, and have bounced back to a very high degree now, as 23 Savage is top of the net worth, as we see a replay. This is what you were talking
They're
about?
showing us Carl. I like that in this highlight, we're
Let's
all
see.
just looking for
Let me
the
see this
fail.
Breathe Fire. There he is. And all right.
It happens.
I mean, if you make an SFM on this and just change the angle, it ends up looking really epic, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But
Make sure you play the sad trombone in your video, though.
true.
It happens. All right, next move. I think it's time for VICI Gaming soon to get something done here.
By
30
the way,
seconds on Chronosphere cooldown.
You were right. Zephyr is going for the Aghanim Scepter straight
away?
up.
Nice.
As
I love
he's
to see
halfway
it.
there already.
It's a great choice in this game.
And the cool thing about this hero is the support. I mean, we've talked about the lane pushing and all of that, but the fact that she can actually farm without really needing much, just the hammer alone, allows you to take out waves. And very tanky to boot. PYW. Looks like he's... is he actually
Carl
working on
connecting
Axe
top
himself?
here.
Yeah.
They're looking for another kill on PYW. They might get it with Dragon Tail.
Yep, Dragon Tail initiation. Zephyr with the Starbreaker. They put Vision down a little bit late, so PYW is going to take a Breathe Fire in the trees, but won't be pursued any further. Yep. Carl's going to get Roar and Laguna Blade to follow, but here comes the Solar Guardian. That's going to heal him up to a decent amount. Ori just can't finish the kill quite yet. Carl getting pursued by PYW. One more right click should do it. Fine. No, he's alive. The Chronosphere comes out, actually catches his teammate. Earthsplitter to follow. Whitemon is dead. Stomp onto basically everybody here, but 2 dead already for VICI Gaming, so advantage for T1. 23 Savage gets off the Wukong's command, trying to pursue a little bit further. They're going to find yet another kill. How has T1 stayed alive with everybody? And now trying to go for Poyoyo. Do they have the setup? Boundless Strike to start, and the Time Walk to safety.
It was your own.
I actually cannot believe Carl lived. That was
We got a
insane.
stat for damage taken in that fight for Dragon Knight. That was crazy. He took so much damage for his team, and they don't get the kill. The thing is, not but, you know, he baits Weaver in, doesn't find the kill, then he baits Elder Titan in, doesn't find the kill, and VICI Gaming just ended up spending the entire time just desperately trying to at least get the kill they wanted to begin with. And Solar Guardian coming in clutch there for sure.
Yeah, that
Zephyr changed everything.
And imagine when that gets buffed.
And imagine if they
axe.
have one vessel charge. That's what I mean, right?
True.
They just don't have it for that kill on PYW, so they don't get it. And it snowballs the whole fight. With one vessel charge there, he gets the kill, gets another charge. They can go on to the next hero and keep that fight going. But yeah, just not able to. T1 clutch with the saves.
So T1 rocking a 2K net worth lead. Not quite as big of a lead as you would think, considering the 14-6 kill advantage right now. And of course, Poyoyo, we brought this up, but has had that Hannah Midas for a while, so we'll see if that ends up paying dividends. Still working on the BKB, though.
Yeah.
About 800 away from finishing that bad boy.
Has found a Quicksilver Amulet. Nice item on Void. You get that quick swing timer for an early bash, which helps you get bash ready again faster.
Oh, double BKB just picked up by T1. So
that's big.
2 cores now.
And it's close on Dragon Knight too. Only 600 to go for him as well. 700, pardon me. Took your math class last week. Didn't help.
You're making fun of the American education system as Laguna Blade going to be used to destroy Zephyr, who, again, still... I mean, they're going to actually... Once they get these 3 BKBs up, they're only 800 away from that Ags on Dawnbreaker. That feels like a very big power spike.
It is a really big item this game, for sure. All right, Roche is opened up here for VICI Gaming with 25 seconds on Dawn. They do have Swarm level 4, which is really, really good for killing Roche. PYW is just going to tank Roche so the bug doesn't. In comes Poyoyo, so...
T1, though,
are aware.
They have Echo. Oh my god, this would be a disgusting Echo Slam right now.
Smoke breaks.
Yep, Cuckoo in the vicinity. His blink gets canceled, but there's Carl with the initiation to start things out. Gets the Dragon Tail off, but Roshan looks like it's going to be taken out easily for VICI Gaming. They will lose the Elder Titan in tow, but there's the LSA actually catching the Earthshaker, so Cuckoo not really able to get off the initiation he was looking for.
Very good for VICI. They didn't have to use Chrono to secure the Roche either, so it means there's another play opening up for Poyoyo. He's going to get enough gold for his BKB with that bounty rune picked up from Ori. So next move is on the horizon. Something else on the horizon. We're now past minute 20, so it's time for trivia.
Okay, I should have said 20 minutes.
You're gonna like this one, okay? What is the passive aura of Ring of Aquila called?
Is that in? Is somebody equipping that item right now?
They took it off.
The passive aura. I have no idea.
Give me your best
Ring
guess.
of Basilius aura. That's what I'm calling.
Aquila aura.
Oh my god, that was actually not that bad. Not that far away. I get half a point for that?
No.
Okay, thanks.
I mean, you got aura right, but it's an aura, so I don't know if that counts.
That's half, technically.
It's like,
you know how you feel about
ice cream is this, and then you say licorice ice cream, but it was orange ice cream. And you're like, I was close. I got ice cream right. I mean, come on. Of course, it's ice cream.
It's still true, though. Carl. Oh, we
Echo?
got the Echo Slam come out with the BKB's activate. Can they blow up? Faceless Void, absolutely. Earth Splitter does a little bit of damage there, but a big kill on Poyoyo by 23 Savage, who's still top of the net worth right now.
Very swift kill, and of course, they do find the core on VICI Gaming that does not have the Aegis in that Void, so would not have gone for that play onto Aura with Shaker, I'm sure. They do find Poyoyo, so very nice here. Gonna delay that timing of the Aegis. There's still 3 minutes 20 left for VICI Gaming to try to use this Aegis to get mid-tier 1. I still think that's what you really want to try to grab with this, but unfortunately for VICI Gaming, struggling a little bit to get in, right? Like, that's the problem. There's no dagger on Old 11. Your catch is pretty limited without it. Void can commit a time walk into Chrono attempt.
But they have the Helm of the Overlord Center. Old 11, he's got the big, juicy golem. No, it's the golem. There's no
They used to have a dragon.
Now it's a golem.
It died.
Yeah, this guy uppercuts like none other in the game. One of the best animations, in fact. Absolutely love this guy. As we see...
I wonder if his eyes glow in the dark.
That's a very random question.
They probably do, actually.
Okay, good to know.
Trivia.
Ori has the invisibility rune here. 23 Savage in the area with Wukong's command available, but of course they don't have Echo Slam, so this will be a little bit of difficult to hold, but 23 Savage does use the Wukong's command, gets roared inside his BKB form, but you can see Kuko and company just focusing on Ori. That is the Aegis down. UIW looking for a potential Echo Stomp here, but there's the jump in, a quick BKB by Ori, trying to turn it around. Laguna Blade takes off the head of Lion as Carl now trying to retreat, but there is the Chronosphere and the counteract from that Solar Guardian. I believe that is the Echo Slam Solar Guardian. The Agnum Center, I should say. The evasion comes through as 23 Savage getting pursued, now completely surrounded. It's going to end up being an easy kill, surprisingly enough for VICI, as they continue to try to take T1 out. Echo Stomp onto 2. Now onto the high ground, they will attempt this as that Ogre is still beating the crap out of a dragon.
Hey, it's a golem.
What did I say?
Ogre.
Ogre Golem.
I'll give it. That's okay. It's
yeah, it is.
Let's
That's true. That's true.
Crazy fight. Like, what's really important in this for VICI Gaming is two things. First of all, the amount of spells that T1 need to use to get the Aegis in the first place. They use Monkey King's ult, which ends up expiring. So they just run out of damage on T1. They really need this Wukong's command to continue that fight. Echo Slam was not available, I think, from Kuko, or at least didn't find a good one. And they were hoping to instantly hex Ori out of the Aegis. He popped BKB faster than they could hex. Yeah. Lion dies instantly. You have a Dragon Knight out of position who's trying to Dragon Tail the Lina, so effectively you just put yourselves in a really bad position when your spells were down. And in hindsight, it's easy for us to say, just take your Aegis kill, be happy with it, back off and lose the tower. But that was not going to work with the way T1 set that up, and they got punished for it pretty hard.
And keep in mind, they didn't have the Echo Slam still, so just came back off cooldown as they used it earlier to get a kill prior to that. But you can see the confidence from T1. Not having a big ultimate like that, still feeling like they can take them out, but the quick fingers from Ori.
And you did see the impact of Solar Guardian in that fight, by the way. He used it on the Chrono Dragon Knight, who took no damage from Void.
Yep.
He was actually healing while Dragon Knight, or while Void was attacking him. Just nothing coming out from Poyoyo onto that DK. So if things are set up a little bit better for T1, you're going to see that Solar Guardian play a really big role.
Top of the net worth, though, after dying a couple times, Cinderin, Ori doing very well now. His score doesn't look that great, 3-4-3, but considering he started at 0-2 and 1,
yep,
has definitely bounced back, going for the MKB, which
big item
he went Crystallis first, so I'd assume as a Shadow Blade or the Silver Edge was planned, but switching it up now.
Yeah, he has to solve this Solar Guardian problem, as we talked about. Both Lina and Void will likely be going that route, and they do indeed. Void is going to finish Sanj and Yasha, and then he's got it planned as well here, Poyoyo. So,
yeah.
You know, you can look at this from two perspectives. You can say glass half full or glass half empty. It's like, yeah, when they both get MKBs, how good is my Ags? But the other way of looking at it is, wow, I made 2 cores by MKB. Right?
Yeah.
So I feel like that is worth the 4,200 gold.
It's not like it's bad.
It's not a bad item, but it's not what they want, right? It's not the standard build that these two heroes will go for. They're doing it out of necessity here, not because they really want to.
Right.
So you force their hand with one support item, which is pretty nice for T1.
VICI Gaming sporting the 3K net worth lead. Now this game is super close, and again, just to reiterate the implications, if VICI loses this, they are out. And if T1 wins, IG is their next opponent. That is technically correct, Cinder. Thank you.
And what do we say to that? Technically correct is?
The best kind of correct.
Thank you, Chan. You've been paying attention. That's very nice.
I feel like you're a puppet.
I asked you earlier today, and you said terrible. And I was like,
because I'm sick of interacting with you. I'm just sick of your shits. And
understandable. Have a nice day.
Zephyr in the trees. He's being spotted out right now. Old 11. I mean, they're just trying to ensure that they will find this kill. They have to expend the roar, but it's going to be an easy one.
Yep. No problemo here.
It's like, hey, Poyoyo, would you like a kill by any chance?
Don't mind if I do. And yeah, the roar is a relatively low commitment spell, right? It's 80-second cooldown on level 2 here for Old 11. So they just want to use that whenever they can to get a pick. And this is a very reliable place to find Dawn, by the way. Like we talked about the last couple of Dawnbreaker games we've cast, this hero will often gravitate to the top area on Dire to just push out that lane while the team plays together as 4. And then you want to connect with them with Solar Guardian. So Old 11 can keep sending Hawks up here in the tree line and has a very high chance of finding that Dawn. PYW with the Axe completed has found a Psychic Headband as well, so good cast range.
Yeah, that's
on
fortunate
that. So
for him.
It's 700 instead of 600.
Yeah, so time-lapse can be used on allies with a very low cooldown of, I believe, 20 seconds. And the extra cast range now to follow. So this is, I mean, I feel like we talked this item up so much, and then in the games, at least the ones we've cast, it has been basically a non-factor. But theoretically speaking, it is super strong.
I feel like even in the games we had one game where the LGD found this amazing chrono with Ame, right, where Weaver couldn't reach.
Yeah.
But in the Secret versus who was it?
There was one
Secret Elephant, that marathon game where the Weaver Axe did so much work for Elephant. They did lose though, but it was super impactful in that game for sure. PYW hiding off to the side here. If 23 Savage were to get eyes on him, this could be trouble, but he's going to TP out with Shukuchi.
Yes, 23 Savage just continuing to farm up. So, any items of note, Synderen, that we should be looking forward to? I mean, Old 11, we already talked about the Helmet of the Overlord and the Blink Dagger, of course. Looks like Refresher. He can
barely support that with his mana, to be honest, but it might just work out.
That's true. Oh, we got the Dragon Tail to start things out on the PYW. Do the burst damage indeed. PYW with
Easy
another
pick.
death to his name and another
and that
charge
is the
for
hero you want to
Finger.
find as T1, because anyone else could get saved by Weaver at any point. And your single target burst on T1 can kill one hero one time. That's basically the limit, right? You have Finger of Death, Dragon Tail, Boundless Strike, and maybe a Fissure. If the target gets time-lapsed, you can't do it all over again with the lineup that you have. So very important, if possible, to get on top of that Weaver.
Called double damage bottom.
Yep. Ori is
The Hex from Whitemon. He's actually going to leave him for 23 Savage, and that is another death now for Ori. Very unfortunate. It's Cuckoo.
So cocky.
Echo Slam BKB.
I mean, from our perspective, obviously this looks crazy, right? He doesn't have the exact vision that would allow him. I mean, okay, let's take a look down there again, right? So they do have an Observer Ward in the Radiant, but they only have the one that oversees the river, not the enemy side of the river. So Ori just, how to say, he gets a false feeling of safety there from the ward. If he didn't have the ward, I don't think he would have gone for the rune.
Right.
So the ward actually working against him here and giving him that safety feeling that wasn't there. And T1 punished very quickly with the Blink Lion, get a huge kill on
This is still scary. I mean, 30 seconds death timer for Lina, but you're going against Chronosphere, you're going against Elder Titan, quite possibly top 3 Roche defenders in the game.
Yeah. And you're going against Void ET, and they're going to give up.
I just said that.
Yeah.
Yep, they're against Void ET.
You didn't say they gave up.
Okay, true. Old 11 just biding his time here. Can obviously gain so much vision with these Hawks. He does have the Shard as well, by the way, which reduces the cooldown of the Hawk and gives you the... What is the actual ability called?
Dive Bomb.
Dive Bomb for the suicide mission for those Hawks.
That is an awesome skill name.
Yep.
I like that one a lot. That's
Yep,
good.
I agree. Because we now have a smoke from VICI. Looks like Carl did finish his AC, so very, very
Cool.
tanky.
Okay. Ori just walks into the pit and looks around the pit and walks out.
Nobody here.
It's like he saw Roshan for the first time. Nope.
Yeah. Both teams very cautious right now, for good reason. This game, obviously, a fairly big deal. Echo Stomp from afar, Poyoyo. He's going to get Dragon Tail to start things out, but Carl looks like he might be regretting his decision, just waddling away right now. Time dilation on top of him. Has to pop his ult along with the BKB, trying to turn this around onto the Void. They get him to about half HP, but doesn't look like they can actually finish off Poyoyo.
They're worried about committing because they don't see PYW, so they don't want to throw spells into the air and get no value. They need some insane burst catch there to kill him before the Weaver can react, and they don't have it.
I like this. They need to fight now. They've already popped the Dragon Form and his BKB.
Elder Titan is going to see them, though. Astral Spirit, if he is paying attention, he gets the feedback there.
Ori showing himself. Oh, the initial. Oh, they actually missed the stun there from Cuckoo. And he'll have to hightail away here. 23 Savage does get off his ult with the Boundless Strike as well. Poyoyo pops his BKB. They're going to blow up the Lion, and Cuckoo's dead next. That means T1 likely will try to fall back, but that is the buyback now from Cuckoo. 23 Savage on the trees. He gets roared mid-leap. They're going to see him. They're going to drop that tree, and down goes the Monkey King.
Huge fight for VICI. They find 3 kills, and one of them buys back, and on a core, they're the Shaker. And if T1 want any chance of holding this Roche, they're going to need more of those buybacks. They can't hold that with these 3. There's not enough damage between them.
Yeah.
Unless all 5 of VICI Gaming's heroes go together in a huddle and get Echo Slammed, you're not winning this fight, and VICI Gaming will not do that.
So this is Roche number 2, VICI Gaming. Going to get the Aegis likely on Ori. Poyoyo, I would assume, takes the Shard. And he does indeed. So that's going to give him the extra cast range on Time Walk and the reverse Time Walk, which looks funny, but is actually not bad for baiting spells.
It's a very good way of getting vision. I think that's the most underappreciated part of the spell, is that you can jump in, gather information, and jump out.
It is a little bit hairy against the Lion, though.
Yeah, it can be tricky for sure. But against most lineups, you will be able to jump in, get a little bit of intel, jump out, and maybe that sets up your team for success. Maybe you break a smoke, maybe you bait a spell, like you said. There's a lot of upsides to this.
VICI Gaming taking control of the outpost now, and you can see in terms of the tower pressure, they have top basically down, the tier 1 and tier 2, so the tier 2 mid will likely be their next choice. But bottom lane, the tier 1 is still there, so see what they want with this Aegis. If they attempt to go high ground, again, with a Weaver, with that Axe, I feel like going high ground is not that risky, depending on what T1 can try to do to counteract that.
That's true. You could put the, as long as Lina has vision, which you can give her perhaps with a hawk from an angle, she can just hit the tower from the low ground even.
Oh, they have vision here. They know that. Oh, actually,
Carl.
That's T1's vision.
Carl gets
going to be spotted. Yep, that's no blink dagger for you. Poyoyo jumps in. Laguna Blade, goodbye, Carl. And even if he bought back, he will not have Dragon Form for quite a while.
True. Earth Splitter for the fireworks as well. They didn't want to give him any chance there. DY, they throw everything at him, and, well, most of it sticks. The only thing that doesn't stick was the one that was too late. So nice kill for them, and that's going to be at least tier 1. I don't think tier 2 is possible. Obviously, the wave bottom Zephyr has done a great job pushing that all the way into the enemy tier 2. But honestly, what VICI Gaming could do here is go high ground mid.
I thought they would do that, yeah.
They can definitely do that now. 3 minutes on Lina's Aegis. You know there's no DK. Force that buyback and go with it that way. They're going to cut this wave first, though. Still have enough time. They're going to just try to backdoor the tower. Okay. Well, DD on Lina will do that with Beastmaster Aura.
Can they?
There is Glyph if they want to, but they're probably going to save that for high ground, you imagine. Yep, they're going to give it up.
Oh, no.
They're not.
So it's going to regen a bit as a result, and VICI Gaming
is going to regen.
Wondering whether there's going to be a hold here or not, but as we can see, that is not going to happen.
We can watch this tower regen for another 10 seconds if we want. It's going to take a while to heal up to full. But they're going back
even longer now to heal up.
Okay, they can do it without the DD.
I mean, imagine uppercutting a building. The fact that he can uppercut a building is impressive.
Yeah.
This granite golem.
Very big boy.
Big boy indeed. All right, we got the Scotty online for 23 Savage, but Poyoyo has one of his own, which against this lineup, against Dawnbreaker, Monkey King, and Dragon Knight, extremely good for the counter regen. Carl jumps in, has his ult activated as well. They will go. The time lapse again, saving Ori, but he's going to get bursted down very slowly. The Aegis goes down despite using the BKB. Chronosphere on top of 2, but there's the Solar Guardian. You can see how much Cuckoo is healing, but the Laguna Blade just rips right through him. No buyback on the Earthshaker. It's a 5v4 just like that.
Splitter.
Yep, we got the Earth Splitter coming out. Trying to apply this pressure to Zephyr right now. A nice Starbreaker, but Poyoyo should be able to finish him off as most of T1 just hightailing back to base. Carl gets taken out. No Dragon Form for you. And VICI Gaming look primed and ready to force a game number 3, Cinderin.
23 Savage having a bit of an identity crisis, saying, I'm not scared, bro, I'm Cuckoo. No, sir, Cuckoo is your teammate on Earthshaker who died before you, trying to find a kill on a Weaver.
Yeah, GG's going to be called.
Yeah.
It is
nice game for VICI Gaming.
So difficult to play into Weaver, Aghanim, Scepter. I mean, they had to kill Cuckoo several times over, but they did so regardless. And T1 now potentially